Hey, Eastern Oregon. Glad you're here today. Hey,
You
man, how
jumped
are
the
you?
gun. You jumped
What's
the
that?
gun.
Did
You
I?
jumped the gun today. Yeah, we're early. You just keep getting early, but soon you're going to have me here like 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, I was like maybe 5 seconds early, for crying out loud.
Then my computer is like inherently slow. Like it just slows down because it's on my computer it says 7:59.
Yeah, it's off. Guess we need to get you a new computer.
Maybe I can't see it.
I think the internet that it syncs to is slower in the studio than it is in here or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or I just overload this thing. Who knows? 15
Yeah.
things going on at once.
Well, do you watch the countdown?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you okay. So I didn't know if you were like not ready or
No, I was ready. I was just sitting here. You can see me.
I know. I know.
Like
I can
was
see
doing anything.
I know. So, hey, how are you, man?
I'm good. It's Thursday. We're almost home.
Hey, look at this.
Friday dance day. What is that right now?
Yeah, that's right now.
That's like in the last half an hour. The road was clear when I came here.
I know.
So it just started dumping.
No, yeah, it was. I mean, just a minute. It was real pretty. And for those who might not know, this is our downtown weather cam, and you can always find that on EOAlive.tv. So,
what's the mountain look like? You can't even see the mountain right now.
No, it's like we're in the middle of it.
Well, maybe it was a blessing that I got here on time today.
Yeah, you were here before I was. I mean, a lot.
Morning, Dana. And
hey, how you doing, man?
I'll return your message after the show.
Yeah. No golfing today, man.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Although I would much rather be golfing than working. That's for sure.
In this weather?
No, not in this weather. No.
Yeah.
Virtual golf.
I was going to say you are not a cold guy at all. It's like
I do not like that at all. No.
Did you ever hunt or anything?
I've hunted. Yeah. So when I was younger, I used to hunt pheasant and out in Durkee, but my passion hunting wise is predators.
Okay.
Because my aunt and uncle have a sheep farm, so we spent quite a bit of time, between out in Durkee and there, just tracking, messing around with coyotes and foxes and.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too into the details of it because there might be some PETAs out there or whatever.
Well, I know, but I guess the reason I was asking is because hunting requires
being cold.
Being cold, yeah.
But you're also moving a lot, so you don't really get cold.
Yeah.
I got shot one time hunting.
You did?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
The dog got way out in front of us, and I was up on the creek up above on the bank, and my buddy was down below, and the dog got way out in front of us, so I pushed forward. Pheasant flew right up over my head, and I took a few BBs in the back. I ain't no joke.
Yeah.
I had on a vest with a couple birds in the back, so, I mean, that took the brunt of the BBs, but I got a few of them that had to get picked out. I got the scars. They look like chicken pox scars, kind of.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Not funny, but yeah. A little bit.
I think I was maybe 20. I had just come back from California, so 20, right around there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought maybe you were hunting with who was the vice president?
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, yeah.
Man, when that happened, there were so many funny little cartoons and memes and
I actually like Dick Cheney. I mean, partially because he and I'm sure I'll get haters because of that, but he actually graduated from the same high school I did in Casper, Wyoming. Yeah, and
oh wow,
yeah. So, and he was, I mean, that's how he got his start. He was a Wyoming state representative, and then he was a congressman. Anyhow, so I've read his book. His my mother-in-law actually graduated with him and Lynn, his wife. So it's kind of a long story. But anyhow.
I was going to say I don't think that, I would hope that you didn't graduate any time around the same time frame.
No, we weren't close in time. Yeah. So, and I think he lives in Jackson Hole area and stuff, but
That's rich people area there.
it
That's
is.
nice,
It
man.
is. Yeah. There's most of the people who live in Jackson Hole are not, they are not Wyoming natives.
No, there's a lot of money there. There's
Yep.
a lot of money in Jackson Hole.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Let's
kind
bang
of
this weather out so we can get to our guest.
all right. Well, hey, so all right. So let's look again at this and then so here's
I mean, that's literally like 20 minutes. The street 20 minutes ago, the streets were bare. So
yep.
hey, look, he said 9 o'clock snow begins. That's pretty dang close. And
we'll take it. Yeah.
temperature's going to get all the way up to 37 today, so that's warmer than yesterday. And it's going to according to this, it's going to snow all morning.
Yeah. So but you know, it's going to be it'll be soupy on the road this afternoon because it won't, you know, it'll be kind of slushy depending on how much accumulates.
Good thing I only have like 6 blocks to drive.
That's right. All right. And then this tomorrow.
Well, 3 blocks to drive to hit bench warmers on my way home. And then another 3 blocks from there.
Yeah. All
now
right.
that they're open again. Well,
and this tomorrow.
Almost. Yeah, but they're still open outside right now. You could go. It's like a party outside, basically.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
The weather tomorrow.
Tomorrow's weather.
Yes.
35 is going to be the high. Low's right around freezing. We're going to get snow all day.
We're going to get more, more snow. And and Tanya was talking about that.
2 to 4 inches.
Yeah, that'll be, so we're going to have a mess of snow again this weekend.
Again, that means my car is going to get plowed in and I'm going to be walking to work or calling BC. I'm serious. They plowed. Hey, during that last snowstorm, even with the neighbor's snowblower, you could not get my car out. And it's got studs on it. It's front wheel drive. I had dry pavement, and the bank was so high there. I mean, I would have just annihilated my car because the snow froze. You know,
right? Yeah,
in a terrible, terrible thing.
Well, yeah, and especially after it freezes. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, so we have Matt Scarfo, Union County Commissioner, with us today. Let's bring him in. Sure. Hey, Mr. Matt, how are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. Very well.
Morning.
Good to see you. Did you hear he gave a bench warmers plug? Did you hear that?
Shameless.
Yeah, it's not
everybody else advertises on my show, so I may as well advertise for free for somebody else.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to have outdoor seating this weekend or not. Mother Nature hasn't been nice.
No,
we were supposed to do it 2 weeks ago, and that was snowpocalypse, and then now she's doing it again.
But are you guys opening on Friday?
Oh yes, oh yeah. So that's the other side to it is we get to open.
Yes,
super excited about that.
Johnny came into town on Friday, Matt, and he said, "Are they open at Benchwarmers?" And I said, "Well, outside." He said, "I drove by there and I thought about stopping. There was all these people. It looked like a big campfire party." It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wish you would have called me. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say where, but we went and ate indoor dining last night for the first time in forever, you know, and we're not one of those media agencies who are tattlers. That's not us. And so, yeah, I did that kind of stuff drives me crazy when some media agency out there says, "Oh yeah, these people are open. They should be in trouble." You know,
I love when you're scrolling
on
Facebook and you see somebody that posts, "Is there anywhere in town that's open where you can go sit down?" And all these people are posting all these names of all these business. I'm like,
I know.
Snitch.
Yeah. You could just private message them. But anyhow, let's get back to the thing. Because the one thing that this place where we went said is well, officially it's Friday and we'll be starting serving alcohol on Friday. So that's So Matt, I mean, one of the things that we're on, we want to have you talk about the story of, because you're as a county commissioner, you're one of the people that has been constantly watching those numbers and trying to monitor them carefully. And the first opportunity for us to change risk levels, you're right there. I mean, that's really good news. So, but there was a little bit of a story behind this. And And if I'm understanding, we dropped 2 risk levels, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. But we were in a pretty good position to drop 1. And so tell a little bit about that story, because I think that's an interesting story.
Let me introduce him first real fast.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
in case there's people that don't know who this is. He's he moved here to go to EOU in what, mid-90s, Scarfo?
1900s, yes.
Yeah, back in the 1900s. He played baseball at EOU. He's an EOU alum. He's a local business member or owner, and he's a Union County commissioner. So go ahead, take it, Scarfo.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on the show, and I appreciate this. The story behind it. Well, first of all, our cases started dropping, so I wanted to thank Union County for that. That's fantastic. I don't have anything to do with that. That's the actual citizens of Union County. So we actually started getting our cases dropping, which was awesome. So good job, Union County. And I've tracked our case numbers all week. It's every day. And I talk with our Carrie Bergiotti at CHD almost. She probably says too much, and we were looking really good to go down 1 level, and then our numbers kept coming in really, even smaller. And I kept going, man, I think we got a shot at getting down 2 risk levels. And it was Sunday night that I was just double checking our numbers with Carrie, and we were at 44. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think we did it. I think we could actually go down 2 risk levels. So I woke up Monday morning, fingers crossed. I was like, gosh, I hope this is slick and easy. And we wake up tomorrow morning and all our numbers match with OHA's and the governor's office. And about 8:30 that morning, I got a text from a representative from the governor's office saying, hey, 46 cases, almost got it. And that one, I was like 46, and I want to thank Carrie and our staff here. We got on it. We found the discrepancies. I mean, it took us 20 minutes. I mean, everybody was on high alert, like, where are those 2 cases? So what happened was the state didn't identify 2 transfer cases. That a transfer case is when someone gets tested here in Union County, but their address is not Union County. And after looking further into our case counts for that time period, we had an extra one. Also, it was also another from another county. And so we dropped three cases, which 45 doesn't count, 46 doesn't count, 44 did. So I actually got 43. So we got got to drop 2 risk levels, which is huge, because as a restaurant owner, 25% capacity. That's not enough to keep the doors open there.
Right. That doesn't even pay the bills.
No.
So but tell the difference between the category that we thought we were going to and the one that we ended up being to, and the good news about that. Yeah. So that high risk, if we just dropped 1, it was 25%. I still believe you close at 11 o'clock. This is for restaurants. Lottery machines are all on. I mean, you could open your doors. But the moderates, 50%, 11 o'clock, lottery machines are on. Just a better chance of paying the bills. For outdoor dining, it was 50 in extreme, 75 in high risk, and you're allowed to have 150 people now outdoors in moderate. So that's I just saw your webcam. And I can look out my window right now, outdoor.
Yeah,
that's going to help. 50 people out in a couple inches of snow.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So then, currently, a restaurant can have 50% of their dining. Is that
it's 50%, or I believe 100, depending whichever's less. I don't think we have any restaurants that big in Union County. I think that's probably for the metro area, when you have those 3-story restaurants in the bigger spots, it can take, hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
But I did want to touch on, we always, social media, we're getting hammered because, Baker's fighting to keep their county open. You always hear reports on that. And then Umatilla had a fight to keep their county open. And just to kind of set the record straight, they have prisons, and you're not allowed to count in the case numbers. Not allowed to count those cases for your 2-week period. And the state keeps counting them, and so they keep saying drop them. And so there's the fight that Baker and Umatilla keep having. And Umatilla had an issue with they got a whole bunch of cases from June. That's 60 or something from the tribes and back in June that they were trying to count for that week period. And we had some. I was like a month ago. Carrie brought it to my attention. We had like 5 that they threw on us back from November, which I thought was unfair. But the thing is we were so high over dropping a level. Why would I want to even fight over 5 cases when we're 30 over even getting close? So this scenario worked out like I wish it didn't work. I mean, I wish it didn't happen. I wish it was just, you got 43, we're good. But it turns out that, I had to go to bat for 3 of those cases and it worked.
Wow.
Well, and so talk about social media for a second. You said you got hammered. Is there anything you want to respond to people who might be misinformed or might not understand what's going on?
I'm not a big social media fan, but I heard rumors that the commissioners are hiding, and I think someone called us bootlickers. I mean, that's social media for you, I guess, but
I couldn't tell you weren't a fan of social media. I mean, I tried to tag you yesterday on posts saying you were going to be on the show, and the only thing I could find was Scarfo for Union County Commissioner.
Oh, okay. I have to get on there for your show because let your listening show in the morning, and then like the city council meeting. So I do have to get on Facebook and a couple deals, but I stopped posting. I have my information on my Facebook page, and just getting in those battles on social media, I don't think it's worth it.
No.
And the stuff that I keep hearing and reading, it's just like, hey, I'm not hiding. How many times do 541-963-1001? I'm in my office.
I'm
out here almost every day. I see the commissioners about every single day. We're in our office. Call us. mscarfo at union-county.org. I don't know how much more I could say that, but
right. Yeah. And your point is that if someone wants to accuse you of something or corner you about something, they have lots of access and they have the opportunity to do so either with email or on a phone call or whatever. You're accessible.
Yeah, I could get a conference room that's big enough. If you want to stay 15 feet away from me, I can make that work if you want to come in person. I have a lot of people that I do talk to daily. Always, a lot of restaurant owners. What's going on? Where are we at? I mean, there are a lot, but I could tell the ones that don't.
Yeah. And then you got your keyboard ninjas that are going to sit back there and talk all their smack online, but
keyboard ninjas. Yeah, that's the. Hey, isn't that what social media is for, though?
Yeah. You get your doctorate from Google in internet smack talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I've found that over the years, you're exactly right. As soon as you call out someone, and that's something that I have done, when I will say, call me, hey, here's my number, call me, and then if they continue, I will post back, hey, you never called me, so that everybody understands that, you have whatever it takes to badmouth somebody, but you don't have the courage to pick up the phone and talk to them face to face. So absolutely. I'm glad I'm not in your position, because I'm sure you get that, and the other thing that's really odd about our world right now is any opinion is relevant, and so in other words, you'll have news sources that say, this person said, or they'll find some remote blog post of a guy in a basement who doesn't do anything else but, has this little blog at night, and they'll use that as his opinion as a source. And it's like, it's just bonkers.
Yeah. So, it's like using Wikipedia for a research paper.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's true, because I heard it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt, what happens if we and God forbid, what happens if we don't hit numbers next week?
Then we go back to the normal risk level.
So it'll fluctuate now.
Yes. So that's thanks, Kyle. That's a good point. I'm kind of worried about tomorrow. I know people are already talking. I can't wait to go out. Hopefully it's not like New Year's Eve go out. If you have symptoms, stay home. Don't go take a bunch of Tylenol and say, I'm fine. I can't miss this opening date. We really need still to be vigilant on these cases. I don't want them going back up. Let's stay open. So please, please, please stay home if you have symptoms. Not if you're sick, if you have symptoms. The other thing too is if you find yourself, I've been saying this, I think I've said it multiple times on your show, Brent, is if you're in a situation, like know your own risk level. If you're in a situation where you feel unsafe, leave. If you can't leave, call 911 because you're being held against your will. So know your own risk level. If you don't like where you're at, then get out of where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because I was in a meeting not too long ago and I had someone purposely stand. They were dual masked and I had a face shield on. Okay. And we were still quite a ways apart, but they felt uncomfortable because they wanted to be more vigilant than what I did, which I was fine with that. And so they physically separated themselves. And so from me, and we continued our conversation and I did a check-in. I said, okay, so, with us at this distance and what I'm wearing and what you're wearing, do you feel comfortable? Can we continue this conversation? And they said, yes. And so it just took a little bit of communication, and this was one of the few times that I haven't, that we had to meet in person and so on and so forth. But this is not hard to manage.
Yeah. Let me add to what Matt said too.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think people do as well is they'll say, well, I've already had it. I can't get it again. Well, the reality of it is we don't really know that. So if you have symptoms, even if you've had it, stay home. Don't put other people at risk. It's that simple.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I think that what a lot of time, this, and we know this, we all know this really well. Eastern Oregon folks they're very stubborn and they don't really want to be told what to do, but there is an element of this, and this is what you're saying, Matt, there's an element of this is like, if for some reason our COVID level goes up, whether we agree about how it's measured, whether we agree with, all of that is out of our control. But if our numbers go up, then that affects our local businesses, particularly our restaurants. Mm-hmm. And so there is an element of this that and people have been talking about this. There's an element of this is if you're not feeling well and you go out anyhow, there's part of that that's just selfishness, and it has the potential of affecting local business somewhere else. And that's a big deal.
Very, very much so. Yes. And then it's just not, I always bring up the scenario, the family scenario. Let's just say 5 people, mom gets it. Well, that's 5 cases right there, whether they get tested or not. Presumptive cases count.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And when you're looking at trying to stay 44 or less to stay in this category, that hurts. We need to stay. I did the math. It's like 3 cases a day to continue at the risk level we're at.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. And Union County, please, why don't we hit like 40? Give us a little buffer. I don't want to have to fight every other week for our case numbers. I don't want to, have to call Carrie every minute. Where we at? We at 44. 44. I was like by 1. Like we just snuck under there. So
by 1 case. Wow.
So
let's not do that. Let's beat it by 10. Come on, Union County, we can do this, please.
So the people that called you bootlickers were essentially people from other counties that thought you guys were sucking up to get your numbers under, or were those people from our area?
I couldn't tell you.
What is a bootlicker?
Yeah, well, it's a brown noser. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard bootlicker in decades.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't. I've heard it, but I didn't really know what it was.
I think it's like bowing down to the governor, and And
I just looked it up online.
I think someone said that we're at fault for, we're the ones that can open up the restaurants. And I'm like, I've never closed a restaurant. I've never laid off an employee. Like, not one time have I closed anything or told somebody that they can't work.
I've
done that.
Scarfo, I've talked about it on my show about where, like, my opinion on it. And I always go back to the, like, our government. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you can tell a small business owner that they can't be open, but they can be open as long as they're making the government money with the whole lottery thing. Like, I just don't get it, Matt. I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it either, Kyle. I'm sorry. I wish I had the answer for that also. I do know, like, the lottery deal, there are a lot of really good events and places that money goes to. That's one of my concerns. And using lottery as a way to fund those, yay, nay, there's always that. But right now it's funding those programs, and it is important.
My argument on that is, like, I almost feel like that's a kick in the junk to the business owner, because it's the state saying, okay, we'll let you fund these programs, we'll let you help fund these programs, but we aren't going to let you put food on your table at night.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. But at least we're moving into moderate tomorrow, and we can actually have people, because with my job, with what I do, I don't drink, but the scene in the evenings is a big part of what I do, because a lot of coaches and a lot of people congregate at places downtown, and that's where you get some really good information.
Yeah. So, hey, if you're an audience member and you're watching out there and you want to ask Matt a question, now is a time also. So Matt, real quick, put on your business owner, restaurant owner, bar owner hat, and talk about a little bit about your expenses compared to the help that comes in. And you and I talked a little bit about this before when you guys were a part of distributing some of the funds that came through the state that you distributed locally. Because a lot of people will say, oh, well, they got $10,000 or they got this amount of money, not really understanding that, I don't know, what are your monthly expenses? I mean, what is your monthly mortgage? I mean, there's just or rent, whatever. I don't know, give a little bit of context to the amount of help that has been available for you to survive versus what it really takes for you to survive.
Yeah, everyone thinks like, oh, you own a restaurant, you have millions and millions of dollars. And I was like, no, I have millions and millions of bills that I got to pay. And yeah, I still have liability insurance. I've had it November, December, January. Now we're into February. Liability insurance is very expensive. I have to keep my gas on, my heat on, all that stuff, so my pipes don't freeze. It's $10,000. I talked to almost every restaurant owner in Union County about the money that the county gave out, and they're like, Matt, this is good for like a month. And I said, I know, I'm aware of that. There is a lot of expenses. And then the one big expense is having all my employees on unemployment. I'm glad they're getting taken care of through unemployment. I think they're kind of starting now to figure out how to make sure everyone gets unemployment. So that's good. I'm glad my employees are doing okay. But a lot of them are super excited to get back to work also. But yeah, it's not during this time, especially. I mean, I went broke twice last year, 2 times in 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say that again. You went broke twice?
Well, yeah. I mean, even with the PPP, still, that went to my employees. They came back. Yeah, it helped, but running at 50%, that's not. Yeah, it's breaking even.
Right.
So,
well, not to mention the mental health effects that it has on your employees too, and on you. If you think about it, people that work in the food service industry, hospitality, they don't necessarily work there because it's the best paying job in the world. They work there because they're personable. They like being around people. They like serving people. And then you take that away from them, and the mental health effects are huge as well, man.
They are.
There's no doubt.
Sitting on a couch and playing video games for 4 months can't be good.
No bueno.
Yeah, I don't know what sitting at home is horrible. And then, speaking of, it's kind of one of my pet peeves. Everyone's like social distance. I like physical distance. We don't want to stop social aspect of life. We want to encourage social aspect of life. So when you say social distancing, I prefer physical distancing. That's just my little.
I like that. I'm going to start saying that, actually. Makes sense.
Yeah.
We got a question coming in from Sheriff Cody Bowen.
What does he want?
He says, Matt, what does it mean when Salem tells us not to worry? The brick and mortar will still be there.
Yeah. So that happened a couple months ago where some of the legislators said, well, these restaurant owners are going to go out of business. And the legislators in Salem said I'll probably misquote here, but they said the restaurants aren't going to go anywhere. The business owners may.
I get it.
Don't worry, somebody will come in and buy the restaurant and get it going again. So don't worry about it. The restaurants won't go anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not in rural Eastern Oregon. You can't. That quote does not apply.
I'm like, okay, so I just go under and then someone comes in and buys my restaurant on 25 cents on the dollar and they make it. Or what happens is we get big franchises come in and they say, hey, okay, we have no restaurants in Union County anymore. And now we have nothing but Applebee's and Red Robin's, and which sometimes I like eating at them too. But no, we just lost all of our local owners.
No.
And
I was
talking. Look at how this will turn out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was talking the other day actually to the LeGrand City Council in a work session, and I'm the president of Main Street Downtown Association. And one of the things I was saying to them, because in a conversation, they had some funding that was available that they're still distributing, but part of the conversation at some point was to not make that available. They didn't want to make that available for people to pay rent. And my comment is like, my feedback back to them is like, I think that the baseline for any business is to pay rent. I mean, even if you're not closed, even if you have to close down, all of your employees are laid off or whatever, your utilities and your rent or your mortgage still have to be paid. I mean, that is kind of the last line of a business's survival. Mm-hmm. So crazy.
Well, yeah, and your employees have to be paid. Well, unless they're laid off, but if you're open.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that they're trying to do right now is have the businesses fill the coffers of the unemployment funds. And I told my legislators, I was like, why would I have to do that? I never laid off an employee.
Right.
In my opinion, the governor did. So it's still going to be our taxpayers' dollars, but she was saying that no, the businesses unemployment percentage needs to go up to fill up for all the layoffs. I never laid off one employee.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But
so
I got to pay for it.
Yeah. So some of that funding, did the state ever spend the first stimulus stuff that came in? I mean, and that might be
great question, Brent.
Yeah. because I think even the money that Union County distributed back in December, that had been held by the state for 6 months or so, quite a long time. Yeah.
No, the state got like 1.3 billion, 2 billion back in the spring of last year. We were like, if the math was correct with all the population, we were supposed to get like millions. I think we received like less than that, like not even half of that. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know where the money's at.
Wow.
So Matt, what is maybe something else that is totally uncommon? People do not know, it wouldn't occur to them. Maybe something that you've learned in this whole COVID mess process that's like, wow, I didn't know that. And I really wish that the citizens of Union County did.
Where do I start?
Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to just put it through the garbage disposal and see what comes out?
Oh man, I keep telling everybody I'm pretty close to being an epidemiologist now. I just don't have I could probably take the test and pass. I know so much. I did not think I had a nasal pharyngeal swab. Why would I ever want to know what that is?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's so much behind the scenes that's going on. I couldn't even tell you where to start.
Yeah.
It's I'm going on my 3rd year of county commissioner right now. First year learning what a county commissioner was, and then throw that out the window for my 2nd year because no one knows what a county commissioner does in 2020. Even the county commissioners that have been here for 12 years, like, we've never seen this before. So drinking from the water hose first 2 years, and this is my 3rd year, and hopefully by the 4th year, I could maybe start doing what a county commissioner normally does, which I haven't experienced yet.
Yeah, what is that?
Or maybe maybe I'm doing what county commissioners do.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm so glad the 100-year pandemic fell right on my lap. That's been awesome.
Yeah, and that you own businesses at the same time.
This thing hit me pretty bullseye on me. I have restaurants. My wife works at 2 hospitals. I have a kid that's in first grade, and I'm a county commissioner. So I think I checked all the boxes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
definitely.
Well, thank you for fighting for us, and thank you for the reminder for us to continue to be vigilant. There's the word I'm looking for. Vigilant I think you're right. The greatest thing that we can do is just stay home if you're sick. And
be smart, be responsible.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
And that's a good word. Just like, don't just take a bunch of Dayquil and hide your symptoms and go out anyhow. So
Hey, Scarfo's go ahead, Scarfo.
This weekend's probably and then take it easy on the restaurants. They're out of practice. I mean, some of them got
be patient.
Some got to start on their practice. I do know that, but when you go out, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be we're open now, no mask, no whatever. No, we still have to follow the rules. The tables will be spaced 8 feet away. Everyone will be physically distanced 6 feet. There will be no standing room. There's nothing at the bar. It's so take it easy on your servers because they have to wipe everything down 11 times, and it's just going to take a little bit. Just be happy you're out. How's that? Is that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So here's a really practical question: should people wear their mask coming in and until they get set down?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's
So then they really should keep their masks on and until they're ready to eat. Is that kind of your 2 cents there?
Yes, very much. So let's keep our case numbers where they're at.
Yeah.
Hey, Scarfo's part of the cool kid club. Look up behind his head. He's got the EOU pennant just like me.
Oh yeah. Wrong way.
We both got. Yeah, you have an older one than me though. You got an old school one.
You can't see it. I have one behind my green screen, but it's
yeah. Oh, hey, one more thing. I don't know how much time we got. I was on a call with President Insco yesterday, and rumors are going around about universities that are the reason for us not getting to certain levels and stuff. That is true in some counties, not this county. Our university is doing a fantastic job up there.
Killing it.
Numbers low. Oh,
they are killing it compared to other schools.
Oh yeah, and with in class, I give it out to EOU doing a fantastic job on that. You look at U of O, and they're getting hundreds, if not thousands, of cases coming out of their universities.
Hey, they're running a tight ship up there, man, and in athletics too. Angie's done a great job with keeping all the athletes safe. They're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, it's so when everyone's like, it's the universities, and knock on wood. Hopefully we don't get a spike up there, but I've knocked on so much wood in my office, I got sawdust on the floor. My fingers have been crossed. I'm crossing everything.
Yeah.
And then I definitely want the public health and the team out there, Kerry Brajati, they're doing such a great job, just endless. I'm texting them hours in the day, night, and the other commissioners here, we're in long session right now too. So now we're working on testimony with bills. There's a testimony right now I was going to get on 4,000 bills we have to start thumbing through and going through. So if there are some bills out there, Union County, that you are worried about, that it's on your radar, please let me know so I can get a hold of our senators and House representatives.
So explain that. I mean, it makes sense what you're talking about, but I've never really known this. So talk a little bit about what are you talking about?
Okay, so we get all these Senate bills and House bills that come up. We have a long session every other year and a short session every other year. And so this is where legislation passes through, almost like budget, what money goes here. They're working on, this is where gun bills show up. There's the big one, it's the fair bill. It's no more transportation of animals bill. It's just every bill that's on the table. And some of them, they're serious. I mean, this is where, like cap and trade, House Bill 2020 from a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
During these sessions, these topics are brought up and then passed through our legislation.
And you guys, so if Union County residents, one of the avenues they have is they can talk to you about that, and you can pass that information on their behalf. Is that kind of?
Yeah. So I'm in direct contact with Representative Levy and Senator Hansel. They're our representatives for our district, and they get to go vote, and they're on some of the committees, and they sponsor some of the bills. And which, to tell you the truth, when I got this position, I did not know that this was a lot of my position was I am the voice for Union County to send to Salem about these House bills and Senate bills. And there are a lot that affect us. They're one that's really popular or not popular, not popular, is the coyote bill that's affected the eastern, the trophy hunting for coyotes and stuff. It's Harney County's really doing a good job in testifying in Wallowa County. But
well, Harney County has that big coyote hunt every year.
Yeah, it's a big one. So
I've done it a couple times. It's fun.
No. If you could get online, it's called OLIS, OLIS. It has all the bills. You can read through them. That's why we kind of reach out to everybody and say, what bills are affecting you? To try to read 4,000 bills,
right?
It's impossible. It's impossible. So the legislators, they need us to tell them, hey, Senate Bill 219. I'm just making it up. Yay, nay, why, and because they can't keep up, and they start. We'll start weeding through a lot right now and start getting it down to maybe the top. Well, there's 4,000. Maybe we'll go down to 1,000, and then get it down to 500, and then they start piggybacking on each other. And
so how do you?
I just made this conversation probably boring.
No. So a little bit of a devil's advocate question. How do you just, because all people in Union County might not feel the same about some of those bills. I know they wouldn't,
True.
So then how do you pass on that, your concerns in a way that is fair for the people that might disagree with what you're saying?
No, that's great. So if I get people on both sides, because right now there's a bill that Senator Hansel is signed on to. I don't agree with it, but if I do get a conflict and there is a pro and con side, I always tell that I kind of won't pass it on, but I'll tell them that you can testify on behalf or for it.
I see.
To have usually when we pass stuff up to the House reps or senators, they'll take a look at it, or have their staff take a look at it. And then they will determine what's best for their district as well. The Senate district is bigger than the House district. So it's like we start here at the county, then we go to the House. We got all these districts, and it's, when you look at it on a map, it's just like a plate of spaghetti. Very hard to, trust me, I'm still learning whose district, who's, is this and whose is that. And it's, that's a House district. Oh, that's everything. They're redistricting now too. So right when I got it figured out, the census just got finished. So they're going to redistrict this year as well. So our lands will be moving yet again every 10 years.
Wow.
Well, Matt, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks for, fighting for us. And yeah, you're right. Hopefully we can kind of stay at this category. And it's kind of funny. You talked about Carrie Brigiotti. I've spent hours in front of a screen talking to her, and not too long ago I saw her in DNB, but I didn't recognize her at first because she had a hat on and she had her thing on and she had glasses on, and I didn't realize that she's about 5 foot nothing. And so
taking pot shots, really?
And the only, that's not bad. Anyhow, so then, and the only reason I stopped because she looked at me longer, and I could see her eyes smile just a little bit, like, Carrie, yeah. So it was just kind of funny, that social connection. It's been really rough during these particular times. So
yeah,
absolutely.
I can't wait to go back to in-person meetings.
Oh, me too.
I'm supposed to stare at this camera and
yeah.
I gotta look at you in the eyes, and I was talking about this earlier. These Zoom meetings, I don't know how to present, and it's just I need to go back to.
What's crazy is like probably 75% of the people that I've had on my sports show, I've never met them in real life. EOU kids. And so like I've seen a couple out in public, but didn't really recognize them. So like I didn't want to go like say hello because I didn't know if it was them or not for sure. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
And so for those of you that don't know, once you see Dodsey, Kyle, he's 6'5". He's big.
You can't miss me.
Yeah, no. It's like you'll be like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
even with a mask on, people recognize me because of my size.
All right. Well,
I go out with my mask on. People, I have my hat on, and
you can hide. You can hide from the people that are calling you bootlickers. Hey, don't let Western Oregon see this because they're gonna be like, man, them Union County commissioners are a bunch of bootlickers with sawdust on their floors in their office and all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God!
I think boot
all together there, Kyle. I saw it on the floors.
I think bootlicker is like isn't that a term that came up during the Depression or something? 20s, 30s.
Yeah. Look it up again.
Yeah. I think it's funny.
It is funny. So, well, hey, thanks a bunch, Matt.
We
suggested that we have you.
Yeah, anytime
you come on once a month and talk about county stuff and.
Perfect. Yeah, you could have the other two commissioners on as well.
Yeah. I tell you,
we're here. I haven't my office doors closed. I don't know if they're here yet, but I see them every day.
Well,
we're not hiding bootlickers.
That's right.
That's so funny.
That's for you. Come on.
All righty. Well, hey, thanks a bunch for coming on, man.
Drive safe out there.
You too, Scarfo. Good to see you. Oh, BC, we might have to change this show to an hour. We're constantly going over.
Yeah, well, there is no time, No,
we don't have a time limit.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, though? In 1791, the first bank of the U.S. was chartered on this day. 1791. On this day in 1791, the first bank in the U.S. was chartered.
And who was it? Wasn't that like I'm trying to think who wasn't Adams or
probably I don't know.
One of those guys that was responsible for setting up but go ahead. I'll let you.
In 1862, Congress formed the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and they printed the newly issued U.S. paper currency.
Huh.
In 1919, Oregon was the first state on this day to tax gasoline at 1 cent per gallon. In 1963, the Beatles on this day released their first single in the U.S., Please Please Me.
I was in Oregon taxing gas that has not slowed down a bit ever since then.
The number one song on February 25th, 1991 was still All the Man That I Need by Whitney Houston. It carried over. I mean, it was the same last week. So, yeah. And then my positive quote of the day before we get out of here. If you're not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. And that's Jim Rohn. If you're not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yep. Here we are making fools of ourselves.
Hey, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So
I'm good.
Well, hey, if you guys tuned in today, we really appreciate you doing so. We're here live every Tuesday and Thursday at this point. And we're always looking for interesting guests you want to suggest, or so we're always looking for people to talk
send an
to.
email, send us an email, a message on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
Follow us. I have a sports show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5:30 that drops. Pretty much every show I have at least one guest. Let's see, we have weather and news roundup that comes out on Fridays at 5:30. We moved it from Thursdays to Fridays, so tune into that and BC.
Yeah,
We're
so,
rolling into the weekend with some snow, man.
Yeah, so look at these one more time. This is today. Yep, and snow, and then tomorrow
More snow.
2 to 4 inches. Yep.
We're just gonna get it.
Yep.
All right.
All righty, man.
Thanks, Eastern Oregon.
Yep. See you next time.